So 3 years ago, I sat down with Wanda Struckis, who initially designed the contemporary theater program and curriculum. And I said to her, there are so many skills that kind of go unspoken or go uncodified or go undiscussed around how you actually make theater with other people outside of theaters or outside of the theater industry. And I said, I am really passionate about this work, and I would love to design a class where we could talk about what community engagement means and what it looks like, and what it looks like in not only theatrical spaces or theatrical ensembles, but what the skill sets are that we use in any kind of art making and any kind of collaboration. So I kind of asked her for support in supporting like a pilot run of this class, and she was awesome and just said, like, yes, that sounds like a required course for the sophomore class.
Well, I came into this class, community and theater engagement, really not knowing what theater could do for the world. Like, I thought theater did bring up like important points and conversations that aren't going on outside of the shows. But like, that's the thing, the conversations aren't going on outside of the shows. So I don't see really anything huge happening outside of the world because of theater. But what my experience with Girl Talk Theater has taught me is that it doesn't have to be like outside in the world, like it doesn't have to change huge things, as long as it makes the individual feel good and feel happy and transports them to a new world, then like, that's the job.
And when you guys are on the stage, I saw Judy's eyes were so shining with hope or whatever, naughty thoughts.
The old days.
And I saw your arms so straight, almost like hypnotized. and I saw the beautiful pose. Yeah, and I was thinking that beauty of fashion actually is from inside, from what you're thinking, the big smile, the shiny face, just everything composed those beauty. Those clothes actually didn't tell me much.
I learned to really not have expectations and to walk into a group and realize that it's okay that you're different, and come together without worry and without strain, because we're all human beings, we're all living in the same world, and even though we have different perspectives and different experiences, that shouldn't alienate each other.
I think I learned how to be more open to others, and they definitely were they were people that they were a group of people that I've never worked with, and I think that was a great thing to learn something new from others.
I think my favorite moment was at the end of our third day together. Our last exercise, which was a line exercise, our last element was putting music to it. So someone played music, and then after the exercise was over, the music continued to play, and it turned into a dance party. And I think dance and music are things that are so available to everyone. Like, everyone can move at least a part of their body. Everyone can, engage with music in some way. And so it was just this really authentic experience where everyone was just like being their true selves and being very vulnerable in a way that was safe and like comfortable for all of us, and it was just a very fun moment to see everyone's dance moves and to hear everyone engage with the music.
I thought community engagement would be a lot more teaching rather than sharing. I thought if I wanted to engage a community, I still don't really know how I feel about this, but I thought initially, like, if you wanted to come into a community and, like, engage with them, you had to know everything about that community so as not to, like, offend anyone or make any mistakes and just make everyone feel comfortable. But this class has shown me that there are ways to go into projects with uncertainty and figure it out with a group of people.
The biggest thing I learned was that there's a huge difference between the idea of community engagement and going out and doing the community engagement, which I think I really experienced through the Girl Talk Theater experience, because before it was a very intellectual thing in class, something that we talked about, it was a theory, it's something that has worked for other people, but it's a completely different ballgame to go out and actually affect a community or meet people with such vast different experiences than you. And I think that I broke the expectation of realizing that there's a difference between theory and practice.
Before I took this class, that's what I thought. I think my thinking, my idea of community engagement didn't change. This class mostly shaped my idea. It made me, because before I also think that it's working together, and at the end I found out it's the same. It didn't really change.
That I think like biased opinion I had going in was that, because we are asked as actors to make choices every day, that I'd just be able to, get on my feet and do it. But actually the Girl Talk women were a lot more willing to like just jump in than I was, and that really surprised me because I had that bias going in. And so I definitely learned a lot from them about like finding the joy in every exercise.
They think I'm smart, but they don't realize I'm a fraud.
They think they're clean, but don't realize all the chemicals remaining around them. They think they are well fed, but don't realize the toxic food they ate.
They think they're saving the world, but they're just being ridiculous.
They think I'm finished, but they don't realize I'm just getting started. They think I'm powerless, but they don't realize I'm going to use my vote.
They think I'm standoffish and a snob, but they don't realize I'm just shy and protecting myself.
They think I'm strong, but don't realize I'm weak. They think I'm selfish, but they only talk about themselves. They think I'm drunk, but don't realize I'm sober. Son of a bitch, everything's real. SOBER.
They think I'm blessed with family and friends, but they don't realize those are my backstabbers.
They think I'm doing just fine, but they don't realize I'm just hanging on.
They think I'm going to work, but they don't realize I'm going to the movies.
They think I'm stupid, but don't realize that this whole thing was in iambic pentameter.
Spell that one, Mrs. Conti.